Okay, I want to give you guys my tips for visiting Vancouver, British Columbia. A couple weeks ago, I got to visit Vancouver, British Columbia. It was after my 7 days Alaska cruise. So we arrived in Vancouver, British Columbia on the 31st of August of 2015. It was a Monday morning, but it was raining constantly. So we couldn't really go anywhere because it was raining so hard. Anyway, we disembarked the Norwegian Sun cruise ship, and we head straight towards with our luggage to the metro station. It wasn't really that bad a walk, even with our big luggages, because they were on wheels, so it's really not that bad. And we only walked probably 2 blocks the most from the Canada Place terminal to the metro station. And in the metro station, we were able to see the machine inside the metro station, and realize we need to buy 2 zones to take the subway to the airport from Canada Place. It wasn't really not that bad. The 2 zones fares were only $4 per adult. And if it's weekends or after 6:30 p.m., then it's actually just 1 zone, which is, I think, about $2.75. So let's go there. Here we go. So this is the website of the Canada, translink.canada. Anyway, so as you can see, the fare here, 1 zone for the adult, it's $2.75. 2 zones, it's $4. And so it's actually 2 zones between the Canada Place and the airport. So you know, each of us paid $4, and it wasn't really that bad. It was pretty cheap, considering how far the thing traveled and how. So we arrived at the Canada Place on Monday morning, 8 a.m. It was rush hours, and after we got our luggage, so it's about 9:30. So it was still rush hour, as you can imagine. So, but when we got to the subway station, it was already 10. So it wasn't that crowded in the subway at all. There were still residual commuters to try to get to workplace, but it wasn't that bad. Anyway, so $4 per adult compared to a taxi of I don't know how much from Canada Place to the airport, international airport in Vancouver. It could be a lot, especially on Monday morning. So we really save a bundle by taking the metro station plus time. It could be congested on the road, who knows, but it was a good option. Keep in mind it was raining as well, so the roads condition are not that great. It's very slippery. Anyway, when I arrived at the Vancouver International Airport, I got my car rental. It's actually cheaper than the car rental at Canada Place terminal, where people get off the cruise and try to get their car rental. So what we did was, since it's close to lunchtime, we drove to downtown Vancouver and had our dim sum in a Chinese restaurant, and we actually parked the cars, drove street parking, of course, paid the meter, and drove to Dr. Sun-Ya-Sen's Classical and Scholars Chinese Garden in downtown Vancouver. It was a beautiful garden with koi fish pound. I think it's about $16 to enter. It's not free, but it's worth the visit. As you can see, the TripAdvisor here, it's listed as the number 69 of the 270 things to do in Vancouver. It's not top 10, it's not top 20. 69 out of 270 things you can do in Vancouver. but as you can see all the pictures here, it's really beautiful. You can see these pictures, truly beautiful. The traditional garden with these shingle roofs and the shrubs and the bushes. It was raining when we visited this garden, so we had umbrella and raincoat with us. I didn't see this turtle when I was there. Anyway, it's truly beautiful. It's in downtown Vancouver. Keep in mind this is downtown. Anyway, as you can see all the skyscraper behind this garden. It's a true gem in the hustle and bustle downtown Vancouver. You know, truly beautiful. And there's some bridges you can walk around. In this pond. This is the front door of the garden. Okay, so as you can see, it's beautiful pictures. Building. I will again. This is these amazing. $30, okay, instead of this long photo, July 2015, so $14 rather than the $16. Okay, so it's not free. Let me revise my sheet here. And the other thing worth mentioning is there are tons of Chinese food restaurants by the international airport. So you don't have, we didn't have to go to the downtown area. But next morning, okay, so keep in mind all this. The first day was a total washout. The rain just it was raining constantly for both morning and afternoon. We just checked in the hotel at around 4 or 5 p.m. and we just never went out again because it was just raining constantly. Next morning things got better and it wasn't raining, so we drove to Stanley Park and paid $10 for the day and walked to the English Bay bike shop to rent bikes. So we did a good 5 hours biking. I'll show you in a minute in the Google map. So here is the Google map. So what we did was we drove to this I'll show you in a second. Okay, so we got to, there are tons of Starbucks as you head towards on Davis. The battle is on rental place. It's somewhere around here, Davis Street. Yeah, I think yeah. Interesting. Doesn't seem to be able to find it because that little thing. Yeah, there you go, Davies Street. So the bike rental is okay. So English Bay bike rental. They have really good reviews here, as you can see. 4.7 out of 5. 4.7 out of 5. So it's a pretty good bike place, and right next to the Stanley Park entrance. As you can see, there are Starbucks right here. I believe there's Starbucks, before you get to here on Davis Street as well. So you can get your morning coffee before you start the biking trip. So we got our bike. from English Bay here, and then we just rode down this street and into this trail here and started our trail. Going into the Stanley Park. So as you can see, we have to travel wise in the Stanley Park. Okay, you cannot go. You cannot clockwise. So in a minute, because the bike path is so narrow, so they only allow one-way travel. Okay, on bike. So it's only counter clockwise around this Stanley Park. Okay. Anyhow, so what we did was we rode along this line here, and then along here, basically along the shore. As you can see, tons of piers, and this is very interesting as we get to this Prince of Wales point, where this is actually I think it's around this place. So as you can see, these protruding thing are actually where the seaplane are landing and taking off. Okay, so these are the seaplane. As you can see, it says Vancouver Center, meaning over here you got seaplanes along these docks. So it's a beautiful view. I actually videotaped seaplane taking off and also landing, so you can check out my YouTube channel. It's YouTube NJ Fishing 1. As you can see, and then we continue to bike along the shore area until we reached Canada Place right here, which is where we arrived or get off the cruise ship, because this is where all the big cruise ship Canada Place depart or arrive. Is Canada Place is the terminal where the cruise ships depart and also arrive. So like I said, we head straight to the Chinatown and also to the hotel, because it was raining when we arrived. We didn't get a chance to take pictures of this beautiful Canada Place. So the next morning when we rode the bike, the weather wasn't totally sunny. It was cloudy and periods of rain, but I think it's only 5% of the time when we bike. We had a little bit of drizzling, so it's really not that bad. As you can see, there are tons of, I'm using Google Maps here, as you can see, so there are tons of, places you can eat. So we got a bike around 10 o'clock in the morning. We biked to the Canada Place, and it was about 12 o'clock or 12:30. Anyway, we continued to bike along back. Outside of the, so once we get point, we lost the lagoon. As the harbor cruises, we bike along this trail inside of the Stanley Park. We bike to here. You can't really go to this Man's Island because that's the Navy base. I think the Canadian Navy base or whatever. There's a gate here. You cannot bike into this island to check it out. Anyway, so we continue to bike along this area. Over here, it's really pretty because you can look across the bay to see the Canada Place. Okay, you can look across the bay to see the Canada Place. And then you continue to ride along this side, which is what's called the seawall. Not quite, not yet. Anyways, continue to walk, not walk, but continue to bike along this way all the way. And then you're gonna come to what's called a totem place. Let me see where is the totem place. Inside of the Stanley Park, there is a totem place, which is pretty interesting here. So where is the totem place? Oh, here we go. Totem place. Totem poles here. So if you click on this, you're going to see, oops. You click on this, you're going to see the totem poles. You know, the review is 4.4 out of 5. You know, 10 people review this place. It's a pretty interesting place. They got tons of totem poles up this way. So you can come here. There are restrooms here. You can also, you know, take a water break or whatever. You know, and then we continue to bike along this Stanley Park, along the shore. Come around to here, you know, you see the bridge across the bay, and then we continue. This basically, this section is seawall, what they call the seawall section, meaning one side of the trail is the ocean, the other side of the trail is cliff. So it's very narrow. That's why all bikers are required to travel counterclockwise in one direction. You know, so we continue to ride along this Stanley Park and all the way back to the entrance here. It's a truly nice place. So by the time we got back to around our rental place, it was already 1:30, 1:30, almost 2 o'clock. We crossed this beach run, the modern island, and outside of this cafe, they're on the street level. There's a bike rack with about 20 bikes. You can park about 20 bikes, but when we got there, amazingly, 99% of the bike stands were taken, so only one bike stand left. So I locked one of our 2 bikes in there, and I locked the other tandem bike along the street. Anyway, we went in and had our lunch, and it was great. The food was delicious. The waitress service was beyond and above. Excellent service, and the waitress were just incredible. Very delightful and everything. So we had a great time in here. Highly recommended at this Cactus Club cafe. Of course, there's another one. What is it? At Canada Place, or right over near Canada Place, but we didn't. Same thing. They're a chain restaurant, but we didn't go in that one, so I can't tell you how good or how bad that one is. Highly recommended. Anyway, so we continue to tour the Grandview Island. We just near the bridge, and then we hiked back. We didn't take the ferry across to the Grandview Island. We didn't ride across the bridge to the Grandview Island either, so I can't tell you much about Grandview Island, but it was a small island, as you can see, well, we didn't have enough time, and we didn't want to get there. But anyhow, so that's our bike trip, and then total distance, we biked about 10 miles, under 5 hours. We stopped by, you know, a lot of places, and took photos and everything. That's why it took a lot, you know, but it was we're on vacation, cool. You know, so we went history, English bike shop, and the bike, and it wasn't terribly expensive, and as you can see, so the let's see, so we rode bike, yeah, and then we rode a mile more towards the ferry along the shore. You know, we stepped up at, you know, so the bike rental final cost was $23 for the single bike, and the $40 for the tandem. You know, definitely beats driving and walking, because you won't be able to see all the seawall trail if you drive, and it will take about 10 hours if you want to walk. So that's the my tips for you to visit Vancouver. So why Stanley Park? Because as you can see here, Seward inside the Stanley Park is ranked as the #1 of the 270 things to do in Vancouver, and Stanley Park is actually #2. So if you bike in Stanley Park, as I told you, and shown on this Stanley Park map, you get the bike rental, I think this English Bay bike rental on Davis Street is pretty decent because as you can see, they have their rental fees displayed here. 2,000 get to, but display there are not afraid of the competitors displaying, and I think this is what I found the least expensive rental shop near Stanley Park. So it's a pretty good, decent place to rent your bike. Anyway, so that's what we did in Vancouver, and hope you will get to do it as well soon. And this is the 10 miles total distance, 10 miles, which we biked around Stanley Park, and covering also the Canada Place. I'll have a few videos up soon, including a couple to show you the seaplane taking off and landing at this flight center. As you can see, there's a Cactus Club cafe. I didn't go into that one, so I can't. The Vancouver Center where's the seaplane? So this docks for the seaplane to land. Anyway, it's a great place to watch the seaplane take off and land. And you can bike, you get exercise as well.